Hey guys, Thetcglover here. Hand traps, eh? Pretty good stuff. Defining a hand trap, okay? It activates on your opponent's turn. It does something that pisses them off. It does something to their monsters, does something to the game state. It's for like you can actually drop it yourself. So Necromanticing probably wouldn't count as a hand trap because it's reliant on your opponent discarding it from your hand to end the turn, so it wouldn't really count. But I would say stuff like Effect Veiler, Maxi, Tragolia, Gauze, DD Crow, Black Queen, Kalute, a few other cards like that. I think there's that new Battling Boxer, Honest, stuff like that. Things that when you attack, you don't see them coming, and there's generally no way to stop them, and so on. But what is the best hand trap? I mean, if you think about it, this format you can't survive unless you play 3 Maxi and 3 Veilers, and even something like Chagodias, Scores, and Joel Knot. But basically, your deck is just like 9 to 10 cards, or even more than that, is going to be hand traps. If you don't play any hand traps, then you're going to lose. I mean, you could play control stuff like Fiendish Chain instead of Veiler, or Breakthrough Skill instead of Veilers, even though you can just play both of them. Or you could play stuff like Vanity's Emptiness to block out special summons rather than using Maxi. But the most effective way to survive in this format is just by catering 10 cards of your 40 card deck to hand traps, and then the rest of it will just be all the rest of the stuff. You are cutting into your consistency on, your synergy of your deck. If you don't, you're going to lose. And obviously, as I said before, it's just a shame that this format has come to the point where you basically have to main out from your side deck just so that you can survive. You have to play those, because generally if you play any other deck that's just a rogue deck and you run 3 Maxi, most of the time you're going to be drawing multiple Maxis. They're all going to be dead. But in this format, Maxi actually works, and you can actually have 3 of them in hand and you're thinking, I'm so good because I can stop their Dragon Rulers from going off for 3 turns. So it's really, really good. And obviously the main point of Maxi, for example, which I feel is the most important hand trap of this format, is that you can basically draw like 3 cards. So basically you start your turn with 10 cards in hand because you don't discard on your opponent's end phase. So you can just start your turn with enough cards to be able to whittle down your opponent. For instance, they go Dragasack. Obviously, they ditch the baby dragon, another card to summon a big one, and you max seed. So they summon another one, and they summon another one, and then they have 2. So you drew 2 cards, and then they summon Dragasack. You draw another card. They summon tokens. So you have another card. So basically, you start your turn with about 10 cards in hand. With that kind of setup, you are pretty much forced to have to use 10 cards in hand. If you're using 6 cards in hand, chances are you won't be able to get yourself in a good enough position consistently to be able to take down your opponent's field and stop them from making another Dragasack next turn, because it costs them nothing to do it. Maxi is pretty much the most important card of this format, I would say. People would say, oh yeah, but Tragodia is really good as well because you can change the level and make it rank 7s and crap like that. But it's like, fact is that generally they can just make Big Eye and take your Tragodia, and then they have 6 cards in hand because it's dragons, so they can just search all the time. Away from Maxi, obviously Effect Veiler is still really good, and it synergizes with the Maxi, and it synergizes with Tragodia and everything, so you can actually make a level 7 Tragodia and then make Crimson Blader, and it's the only way to really make it in dragons, except for maybe Flamvell Guard or the Dragoonity card. Troll and Lockbird, I've noticed WK Dad and other people, they're saying basically the card is good, it's just a lot of the time it doesn't really pan out well. If you do get it off against Prophecy, then it's great, but after the first turn it's not really that good, because they start setting up their field. They can drop their Kaiku, or they drop their Jalgan the Spiritualist, so they can do all that stuff. So if you don't draw Notbird quick enough, then you're pretty much going to lose, and that's that. But if you do draw it first turn, or you draw Veiler, then you can stop certain things, and then it gives you a better chance of winning. But the fact is that Maxi isn't really that effective against Prophecy as much as Dragon Ballers. I mean, they don't really go all out, that's the thing. They just sort of like whittle you down with their stupid advantage plays. So the thing is, you're pretty much forced into using your own advantage to try and stop yourself from being whittled down. As I said before, and ages ago, about why I hate Spellbook of Judgment, there's no real way to start your turn with 10 cards in hand. You just have to kind of like hope to God that there's like enough cards in your hand to be able to deal with their field, deal with their fate and everything like that. Or you can just hope to God that your sided or mained Imperial Iron Walls will actually flip up and actually get to work. How do you feel about hand traps? I don't know what else to say about them. I just think they're incredibly important in this format, and there's not really much else to say about stuff like DD Crow and other cards like that, because it's not relevant enough to be playable. But the main hand traps, I mean, How many hand traps are you playing? I mean, in my gadget deck, I'm playing 2 Jagodias, 1 Gauze, 3 Maxi, 2 Veilers. I have sided Drawn and Not Birds. So basically, if I wanted to, I could be running about 12 or 13 hand traps at one time. So, you know, how many hand traps are you playing? How important do you feel hand traps are this format? Do you think that they're going to become redundant when the game slows down? You know, how do you think your deck would change after the format has changed, you know, after September? So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you subscribed recently, thank you very much, you've been great. And until next time, guys, Thetcglover is out.